what is going on, my YouTube people? 2099 back here with another video. In today's video, we're going to be previewing and predicting the UCL Champions League Round of 16. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'm very close to 2,000 subscribers. And without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the draw literally happened about 2 hours ago, so I had to rush this video a little bit, and I was actually asleep when the draw happened, so I couldn't react to it live, unfortunately. But here we are, and it's looking very, very interesting. So we're gonna start with the first game here. RB Leipzig versus Manchester City. Now, Leipzig have been very impressive in the group stages. I think they were really, really good. Players like Christopher and Kuku were very impressive. But fortunately for them, I think they're playing one of the best teams in the world right now, Manchester City, which, to be honest, have had some games where they should have won. The Copenhagen game is an example. But nevertheless, unfortunately, as much as I love the Bundesliga and I want Leipzig to advance, I do not think they will. I think Manchester City will win this tie. I think City are still going to struggle, but Leipzig can upset City. You never really know. On to the next one now. We've got Club Brugge and Benfica, two teams which have been fantastic in the group stages. Club Brugge was just very, very impressive. They were very, very good. Just missed out on the first place though because they lost against Porto. But nevertheless, they were just amazing. And they're playing Benfica as well, who magically topped their group over Paris Saint-Germain, which we're going to get into in a bit. But this game should be very interesting. Really, I have no idea who can win. Club Brugge just has been fantastic. Benfica has been fantastic. This can really go either way. So to be completely honest, I don't have a definitive answer. It's just going to be a case of who's better on that day. Obviously, this video is released way before the actual ties. These are going to be played in February. This is going to be uploaded in November. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be changed from then. I might make a follow-up video right before it actually starts, but we'll see about that. But currently, I think Club Brugge is going to advance. This is going to be a hot take. I think Club Brugge will advance. And I really hope they do as well because they've been fantastic. But Benfica, I want to rule them out though. Next one, we've got Liverpool and Real Madrid. Two very interesting clubs. And listen, they just go way back. They've played a lot in recent UCL history. And how Liverpool have been, I mean, they are winning their games, but they haven't necessarily been the best team that we've seen. They could have definitely done better in some of their games, and unfortunately they haven't. I have Real Madrid winning this one, and it's just going to be a case of a classic Liverpool-Real Madrid game. I think Madrid is going to win, but it's going to be very interesting, though. It's going to be very interesting for sure. Next one is AC Milan and Tottenham Hotspur. Milan, who have been so-so. They've been good. They've been bad in some games. It's really just a case of they're either good or bad. But for Tottenham, really, in that group that they were in, it was just crazy. They managed to top the group in the last game against Marseille, where they nearly even lost. I actually have Milan winning this one over Tottenham, simply because Tottenham hasn't necessarily been convincing. Even if they did top their group, they did struggle a little bit. Nevertheless, it's still a group that they should have topped regardless. No, but they've struggled against some teams that are slightly worse than Milan, and that's the only reason why I would say Milan is going to edge this one. And Milan, like I said, haven't necessarily been that impressive. They've been underperforming in some games they've played, but in general, they've been good. I've got Milan winning over Tottenham on this one for sure. Next one, we've got Frankfurt and Napoli. And again, this is very similar to the Leipzig City game. Napoli, which is arguably the most informed team at the minute. They've just been winning all their games. It's crazy. They've lost their recent one against Liverpool, but other than that, I think they're undefeated. And their players have just been performing so well. I want Frankfurt to win. I don't see it happening, unfortunately, with the form Napoli are in. And again, like I said, in February, it all depends on how their form is as well. But for now, I've got Napoli winning it just because they're just really, really good. Next, we've got Dortmund and Chelsea, a very interesting one. Chelsea, again, I've got Dortmund winning this one. Now, before people come at me, listen up. First of all, this can change in February, okay? My answer might change. It all depends on how Chelsea is on form at that moment, because currently they're not doing too well. Dortmund, not that they're amazing, but Chelsea is just they really need to start winning their games because they're losing against teams that they're not supposed to be, and their Champions League group stage hasn't even necessarily been that impressive, to be completely honest with you. They've underperformed in many games, and if that's the form that they're going to bring it against Dortmund, I don't think it's going to be a happy result for them. Inter Milan versus Porto. Now, again, this is going to be a very interesting game, a very close game. I'm going slightly towards Porto just because Inter Milan, even if they finished second, weren't necessarily all that impressive. I'm sorry, people are going to disagree with a lot of things that I say, and I understand your point of view, but you've got to understand that it's really Barcelona who made Inter Milan look amazing. But if you've seen Inter Milan playing against Bayern, they weren't necessarily that great. And even against Barcelona, in that second game, they should have won that game, and they didn't. Barca was very lucky to go away with that 1 point, but Inter Milan, for me, they just haven't been that convincing. I'm not saying they're a bad team, but they're not as convincing as what people make it seem like they were. They weren't necessarily great to watch either. Porto, on the other hand, just seemed like they were starting terribly, but switched around a lot of things and doing very, very well. And so for that, I think Porto are going to slightly edge it over Inter Milan. It's going to be a close game. I don't think Porto is going to win 7-0, obviously. But I still think Porto are going to slightly edge it. And really, really good right now. They're on form. Players like Tottenham, Evanilson, all these guys doing very, very well. So if they can bring that form again in February, I think they can defeat this Inter Milan team for sure. Another thing I want to add to this Inter Milan team is that Romelu Lukaku actually didn't play, I think, all the games, if I'm not mistaken, or most of the games. So that is a huge impact to look out for as well. But like I said, players like Martinez, someone that has to be carrying the team, unfortunately, hasn't really been impressive. Next game, the last one, probably the biggest game out of all of these, I would say, is Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich. And as a Bayern Munich fan, listen, we got 18 points, we got maximum points, and they're giving us Paris Saint-Germain. It's upsetting. Nevertheless, I'm still excited for the game. And listen, I have to back my team here. It's gonna have to be Bayern Munich. But PSG have equally been amazing. I mean, I know they finished second in their group, but it's not because they've been underperforming or anything. It's simply because Benfica just scored more goals. There's a very shocking end to the group. So seeing PSG second, that exact moment, I was like, okay, they will probably draw against Bayern. And I was just starting to panic. And exactly what happened is that they have drawn with Bayern Munich. Now, how I see this game going is, man, honestly, I don't know. As I said, I'm backing Bayern to win, but Paris can win this if they show up. And like I said, they haven't been really underperforming. They've been great in the league. They've been good in the Champions League. But so has Bayern. Bayern have had a couple of slow games where they've lost. Maybe they should have won. But really, that happens to any big team. I wouldn't really be too worried about that. Nevertheless, I got Bayern winning this slightly over PSG. And I really do hope so, because Bayern to put a masterclass of a performance in that group stage to get then knocked out in a round of 16 would kind of be embarrassing. And I really, really hope that does not happen. With that being said, let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about this round of 16. What do you guys think about the games? Who's going to win? Over on Twitter, Discord, or on the comments, like I said. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this video. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Damn, I'm on red alert. Now she went up in the